We've got a massive update coming to FC25 in the coming days here. It's probably one of the biggest patch notes we've ever seen, so we're going to go and digest all of the stuff that we need to digest in the update. We've also got potentially our first icon pack being leaked already, so we're going to go and talk about that, what that might do for the market and fodder and stuff like that. Of course, if you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to MMOXP.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's not waste any more time. Thanks for being here. If you're a newcomer to the channel, subscribe if you'd like to see all types of content. Now, Wobie came out, which is like I said before, I mean, 95 base dribbling is sick. I mean, I think that this card could be really awesome. He can play center mid too. I was like, yes. And then you look at the roles, and then, okay, no role at all for center mid, so don't play him there. You just can't really, unless you want him to kind of be worse than anybody else you put there in terms of AI movement. So, okay, I mean, no, he's not probably playing center mid for you. And I know for me, my box-to-box players, if I don't have them on box plus or plus, they're not very good for me. I've already tried that this year. I noticed it was considerably less movement in my box-to-box role, so I was like, okay, well, can't use this card, so that sucks, but that's just what it is this year. And a lot of your comments yesterday were basically highlighting similar sentiments about just the flaws of the system right now that make it not as fun and kind of suck. It kind of sucks right now until we get maybe more roles and stuff like that for each card. But also, to keep the complaints rolling in here, I played a lot of Rivals today. A lot of it. You'll see it on my second channel later, but you got 1,000 subs in that channel, so thank you for that, by the way. Like, oh, what are many points we're at? We gotta be getting, you know, pretty close to being fit. Oh, fuck, we're not even halfway. We're 21 to 45. Okay, like, holy shit, the amount of games you gotta play of Rivals every week is absurd. And in the patch today, this was not one of the things they talked about, so I'm assuming this will probably stay this way for at least until, like, Team of the Year time. Maybe after that, they'll be like, okay, it's enough of 15 wins, but until then, until maybe the winter update, or the next big update, whatever that might be, maybe that'll be addressed in there, but as of now, not addressed. Okay, we're gonna talk about all the leaks and news first, and then we will get into the patch notes at the end. If you want to skip to that timestamp of the video, you always can. We're gonna go through all this first. So, okay, the max 87 rating icon SBC should be released on Wednesday, says Cyro. Now, Cyro, I've never seen a leak from before at all, but I will say all the big eafc Twitter accounts were kind of rolling with it and being like, okay, icon pack is coming. We saw fodder movement as well, maybe a little bit more than usual, hinting at a Discord leak before it was made public potentially. So I'm pretty certain we're gonna see this at maybe not Wednesday, but for sure gonna be in the next week. And there are rumors as well that the schedule has changed, so like the Wednesday release would even make sense possibly there. So we might not just see, oh, an icon or hero pack every Sunday, right? It might be different this time or this year around potentially. But yeah, like I said, we're seeing a bunch of fodder movement right now. So if you've got some, I don't hate selling on the hype in case this does not come out Wednesday. Of course, if it does come out, I still believe one of the first icon SBCs of the year is going to make fodder go up even when it comes out. Usually you end up wanting to sell in the hype, but for the first maybe SBC or two in terms of like icon and heroes, it will probably go up when the SBC comes out because there's just so much demand for it. This also lends credence to like it's coming out relatively soon. If you want to look at the list of icons that would be in this pack, here they are right here. You can pause the video if you want to like scroll through all of them, but there's some big ones. Fernando Torres, right? Over 1 million coins. I think he's the only one over 1 million coins, I want to say here. Yeah, so there's a lot of like decent ones though. Zambrata, Essien, Cole, Zola. You might be saying, wasn't this kind of early for an icon SBC? Well, actually last year we got our first icon SBC in terms of player SBC on October 16th, and that was Laurent Blanc. He's actually not in this pack. He's like an 89 rated, I want to say. 88 rated, sorry. This came out last year, October 16th. So you could actually see icon SBCs themselves fairly soon too. We get possible leaks of those. You know, we saw those on this day icons that should be coming out, I guess, as SBCs. It's actually very much in the realm of possibility. Now we got this EA tweet saying, turn your midfield creator into a true game changer with an all new evolution. Inspired by Bellingham, coming out on the 1st of November. You have to play FC25 by the 1st of November, which most of you probably have, to get this evolution. And apparently it will upgrade, where is it on this screenshot here? Yeah, it'll upgrade pace, skill moves, weak foot, shooting, defending, and more. Also unlocking the Relentless Plus playstyle and Playmaker Plus Plus. But that's 2 weeks away, November 1st, so we just got news of a new Evo, so I wanted to show you guys that. But yeah, it's still a ways away, but it should be pretty good. Skill moves and weak foot being boosted is nice. But yeah, then there was the next EA tweet themselves was this, and that was title update number 3 will soon be available for the Xbox One/PS4 versions of EA Sports FC25. Before we even get into the update, you know, Nick was saying 5 back bitches, seeing this is for old gen only. Now it does say just PS4, Xbox One. This is not going to be just just for the old gen versions only. In previous updates, we've seen them say the first tweet being like, yeah, only available on the old consoles. And then later they tweet out a second tweet saying will not be available for the PS5/Xbox, whatever version of the game. So it should not just be the old gen versions. They're just going to get it first. That's kind of a preface to the patch notes here. Okay, there's a lot to read here. If you want to read through the whole thing, you always can. I'll scroll through it pretty slowly. We're going to read through the most important parts though. Reduced accuracy of first-time lob through passes, including when performed at extreme angles. This change is most noticeable for players with high passing attributes. This is what I said in last update. I was saying just do that and stop nerfing the accuracy on just first-time X passes, because that just makes the game like ridiculously dumb to me. But yes, you should be reducing the accuracy of the first-time lob through passes, especially with long ball plus players for sure. So that's nice to see. Greatly reduced potential accuracy of Trivelas. Okay, Trivela nerf. We needed that one, obviously. They were ridiculous. And a very, very important one here. Greatly increased width of the defensive line for 5 defender formations. That's the most important one to me in this whole update, to be honest with you. I went up into Rivals, I played Rivals, and went up against 5-back in half the games at least, I would say. And it's just so hard to break them down. They have an extra center back. You have Saliba, Van Dijk, and fucking, I don't know, Tomori in the back. And it's like, dude, what the hell do you do? That's when you need Aerial Plus, and that's when Aerial Plus will become the meta again, and it will be if they don't fix it. So hopefully it actually fixes it by increasing the width of a defensive line for 5 defender formations. We have seen 5-back patches before, though, I want you to keep in mind. We have seen things like this, and it really didn't do almost anything. So I'm really hoping we see an actual nerf here. This kind of goes with every bullet point in this patch, obviously. I really hope it actually changes things. Now, this next bullet point, reduce potential accuracy of driven passes. Why? I don't know. They want us playing even slower, I guess. They really want you to be methodical this year and not playing quickly. We'll just put it that way, because I don't know why you want to reduce the accuracy of driven passes, but okay. Another very big one here, we just complained about this yesterday. Increase the frequency of attacking runs for AI players in the following roles: shadow striker, inside forward attack, inside forward roaming, wide playmaker attack, and wing backs in scenarios with open space ahead of them. And this next bullet point kind of goes hand in hand with that. Improved AI player decision making when considering diagonal runs into open space and when considering runs into nearby open space. We saw yesterday that that advanced forward role was like not working, or at least the whole attacking AI on all of the attackers was just seemingly broken, and hopefully this helps fix that, because I actually used Shadow Striker. I didn't like it. I was like, why is he not making runs into the middle a lot of the time? Sometimes they would, and I would like it, and sometimes they wouldn't. Hopefully that's kind of trying to address that. And this next bullet point kind of shows that they generally buffed one-on-one shooting if it's a wide open situation, so that's nice. There's not really a ton of interesting stuff here. There's some bug fixes though. Now, once again, this bullet point, right wing inside forward AI players did not always position themselves as intended. It's like just having this new AI in the game, I really think could be good, but if it's gonna be broken all year, then like what the hell is the point? I'm glad they're like looking to fix this, but what are the odds that this actually fixes things, and what are the odds there's not hella other instructions out there that are broken that we don't really know yet and just seem like they suck, right? Of course it's gonna be the case, I'm sure, somewhere. This one, some passes could have resulted in the ball traveling faster than intended. There were some random passes out there that would happen once in a while, like first time over the top balls, like square, I think was what I'd press, and they would just bullet to the person. So I'm glad that's being fixed. Once again, some passes could have been more accurate than intended. It's like, okay, hopefully that is for long balls, not for X passes at this point. Like I said, you can kind of read through this if you want to. There's nothing too crazy in here except for this last point, which is here, where this glitch where you could run up to the corner kick taker or like the free kick taker, that's been patched now. That's pretty nice to see there. And then also addressed instances of player switching not functioning as intended, so maybe some switching fixes there. We got Ultimate Team fixes here, and then we keep going. It's nice to see that there are a lot of fixes. So like in one hand, thank you. Hopefully it actually does change things. If not, then this was pointless. But also it's kind of funny seeing how many things needed to be fixed at the start of this game. But maybe that's just me being too haterish there. And these bug fixes here, the objective notification would still be present even if all objectives were claimed. That was a problem last year. They fixed it. This year comes out, it's a problem again. Apparently they fixed it again, guys. We keep going down here. They fixed the custom tactics share code. Like that is not going to disappear anymore. So that's kind of nice. And a really vague one here as well. Addressed instances of stability issues when navigating SBCs. Hopefully maybe it'll be a little smoother experience in SBCs if things were crashing or whatever. Pro clubs, we won't talk about these fixes. If you want to pause the video, you sure can. But we'll keep scrolling here. Same with career mode. They fixed the Youth Academy names though. That's one of the bigger glitches with the game right now in career mode. The Youth Academy names. Doesn't look like they changed the Youth Academy players though. They still look really weird. So that apparently, I guess, has not been fixed yet. We'll keep going. More bug fixes all the time everywhere, because holy fuck. And that is the whole update. But the main things really are with the gameplay. That's going to be potentially hopefully, Trivela nerf, 5-back nerf, and AI buff. That's kind of what we're hoping is actually going to happen here. Also, the first time lob through pass nerf, which they said they fixed in the live tunings, but maybe they just double nerfed it, I guess. And potentially some wide open, clear side of goal, one-on-one scoring buff also. So hey, thank you, EA. Hopefully these changes actually make a difference, because obviously we've seen updates in the past that say they make a difference. Nothing really happens. Sometimes we really do get updates though, and they really do change things. So we can hope, okay, it'd be nice to see these changes. You can only work on what's ahead of you, right? The game came out and there were some problems with it. At this point, that's spilled milk for them, hopefully. It's just like, okay, how do we fix it from here? I really think that what we can kind of take from what we've seen so far is that this is a very big update. A lot of things changed, and what hasn't really changed much is like making passes faster. In fact, they're getting slower. Also, just the game speed in general, the dribbling does not appear to be improving. So that's going to kind of stay the same this year, I think. What do you guys make of that? And what you also don't see here is the defensive AI going down or getting nerfed, right? That appears to be, I mean, the EA's in love with defensive AI. They clearly think it probably helps the casual player out a lot. They're afraid of a very, very high attacking skill gap, I think. So I think we're just not going to see much of an update on that this whole year, if I had to guess. You might see some things here or there being like, in certain instances, the defensive AI was too heavy, so that, but it's not going to change much to me. I think we're going to see pretty much what we saw last year, keeping course with this year as well, which, what do you think about that? I mean, it's not great, but hopefully at least 5-back is fixed in this update, so where it's not super duper annoying to play against. But yeah, I do think that CPU defending and AI defending is not going to change much this year. I don't think it's going to. Maybe I'll be wrong. Christmas update comes out and they're like, yeah, we greatly reduced it. I would just highly doubt it. Of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments, because it's gonna be very interesting what the gameplay looks like after this patch. But hey, we get new viewers every day. I'm gonna explain the market schedule again, because it just keeps happening every week. When we get our first crash, it's gonna be maybe slightly different, but for 90% of the weeks of this game, it's going to be like this. It's going to drop on every Sunday when we get a lot of people selling off weekend league teams, right? It goes back up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday until people are done playing Rivals, and Thursday, Rivals Rewards comes out, or late Wednesday, wherever you live. The market goes down for like an hour or two at most, maybe, and then flies back up again for like the whole day of Thursday. Do not buy a team on Thursday after Rivals Rewards. I know it's tempting, but try not to, because you're buying at the highest point pretty much of the entire week. Then the Friday promo will come out. That'll drop some things a little bit, could drop some things massively depending on how good the promo is going to be. Then the market goes up again Friday night and into Saturday because weekend league demand, and then drops back Sunday. The cycle starts over again. Let's read my intelligent, handsome, charming subscribers comment section. 50 cal swag. I played Rivals yesterday, 10 games. One game could feel as responsive as offline. Then the next fucking game, my players have 50-pound weights on. I literally can't turn or move with the left stick. And that's the biggest, like, honestly, let's not kid ourselves. There can be a trillion patches and the gameplay can be awesome. The gameplay can be FIFA 23, which I actually liked. I liked a FIFA gameplay since FIFA 17. I did. I liked 23. But when the gameplay is delayed, how can you like it? We have a AAA game that exists that's like, oh yeah, when you press buttons, it's like you have 75 ping and you could have 8 ping. The gameplay's delayed, and the company making the game doesn't know how to fix it. They don't know how. They've been trying for 10 years with multiple different, I'm sure, dev teams and engines even, and we can't fix the problem. So, well, I mean, when you get bad gameplay, it's like, oops, the game's just gonna suck. Doesn't matter how good the game is. So that is by far, always and forever going to be the most important issue with the game. Nothing will ever compare to that problem. Is that, oh yeah, we can't play the game how we intend sometimes. You just can't. Sorry. And Toby says, when I see people saying that they enjoyed FIFA 19, I think they have CTE. Not only was that the worst football game ever made, I'd argue it's the worst mainstream video game ever made. The croqueta spam, ridiculous El Tornado green time volleys, flick up crosses, first time 180 no scope shots being more consistent way of scoring than 1v1s from 5 yards. You're preaching to the choir at this point. Okay, you're preaching to the choir to me. The reason people have like rose tinted goggles for that game is that the menus and like that grind was so incredible in that game. You could legitimately League SBC grind your way up to 10 million coins. That is by far and away the best menus we've ever had in a FIFA game to me. It's not even close. You put hella time in and you could get insane cards just based on your own time you put in. Would it take 10 hours a day possibly? Yes, it would. But you could get there through tradable coins. If you want to put 10 hours in this menu of the game, you're a fucking idiot, because there's nothing you can do with 10 hours in the menus of this game because they don't care about it anymore because they knew they fucked up doing that. So Toby, I agree. That game was, the gameplay was, I mean, it was beyond horrendous. It was ridiculously bad. But I don't blame people for like having nostalgia towards it a little bit because the menus were so good that then they kind of maybe blended it with the gameplay a little bit because I know they earned their Cruyff through like actually grinding the game. They earned that tradable Cruyff by doing that. So then they think about the goals they scored with that Cruyff. I can kind of see why, but also think a little harder, please. And also, you guys know that like there are some takes I have where I'm kind of like, the casuals will be fine. Like they'll figure it out. I said about skill-based matchmaking. I'm not usually like, the biggest hardcore SBMM fan. I think it should exist, but only to like a certain point, right? But I think that a lot of the casual base right now should be upset because EA does not give a fuck for some reason about the time you have. That evolution coming out, hella games to play. You got rivals and squad battles and all this shit, and champs too. You probably can't qualify for now. They made that harder. And it's like, I'd be fine making things a little harder for the casual gameplay wise to go into champs. I don't think that's the worst idea ever, honestly. You can make champs the hardest game mode if you want to, but you have to make up for it in other ways. Like, make the menu grind really, really good then. The menu grind isn't related to skill, really, right? It's not. So why not make that a really efficient way to kind of improve your team? You can do that through gameplay or through the menu grind, but it's like, no, instead go fuck yourself, spend money on the game right now, you stupid cunt. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just speaking now. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. All I know is I appreciate you listening to me and every single day, and I love you, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.